All right, let's get right into it. The world has been absolutely gripped by this conflict that exploded seemingly out of nowhere this past week. What started as one single targeted strike has just completely spiraled. It's now a regional catastrophe and it's got massive global implications. So we're going to break down exactly how we got here.
And it all began with this: a single, absolutely stunning event. A decapitation strike, aimed right at the very top of the Iranian regime. The attack was fast, it was overwhelming, and it left absolutely no doubt about its success. Khamenei's compound was obliterated. This was the point of no return.
This initial assault was codenamed Operation Epic Fury, and it was a huge, coordinated operation. It wasn't just about taking out one person. This was about striking the very heart of Iran's entire power structure.
Now, what's just wild is the speed of it all. You can see it right here. Within hours, not days, hours of that first strike, Iran launched a massive counterattack. There was no hesitation, no waiting around, and by the very next day, a brand new, completely untested leadership was trying to govern a country that was suddenly at war.
You know, these strikes weren't random at all. This was a systematic plan to try and paralyze Iran's command and control from the get-go. The targets weren't just government buildings, they were key hubs for the IRGC. That's the powerful Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. It's basically Iran's ideological military, totally separate from the regular army. So hitting their intelligence and their commanders was a clear shot to cripple any kind of coordinated response right from day one.
So how did Iran respond? Well, their retaliation was immediate. And as you're about to see, it was shockingly widespread. This wasn't just a knee-jerk reaction. It felt like they were flipping a switch on a plan they'd had for years, designed to show everyone that an attack on Tehran would set the entire region on fire.
And just look at the scope of this. Iran's counteroffensive went after nearly every single major U.S. military base in the Gulf, from Qatar all the way to Saudi Arabia. I mean, this shows a serious, pre-planned ability to project their power across thousands of miles.
And this was the official story coming out of Iran almost immediately. They framed the attacks as cowardly, as unprovoked aggression, and they vowed defiance, not surrender. It was a message to their own people and to the world that they were ready to fight back and fight back hard.
So here's the crucial part. This thing mushroomed way beyond a state-on-state war, real fast. Iran's allies, like Hezbollah and Lebanon, jumped in immediately, firing on Israel. And at the same time, Kurdish opposition groups inside Iran and Iraq saw their chance, which opened up this chaotic, multi-front war.
But beyond all the missiles and drones, Iran did something else. Something with just massive consequences for the entire global economy. They went for the world's energy lifeline.
To really get the impact here, you have to understand how important this little sliver of water is. A huge chunk of the world's oil has to pass through this one single point. So if you close it, the global economy feels that pain almost instantly.
And that is exactly what happened. The IRGC just shut it down. That one action immediately choked off global oil and gas shipments, sent energy prices through the roof, and really threatened a worldwide energy crisis just a few days into this war.
And like any war, the toll on civilians, even in just 1 week, has been absolutely immense and tragic. The numbers and the stories coming out they're harrowing.
The numbers alone are just stark.
Within the first week, reports were already saying that over 1,300 civilians had been killed inside Iran, with way more injured. And we have to remember, these are just the first preliminary estimates.
But behind those numbers, of course, are these devastating personal stories. This quote comes from a father who lost his daughter in a bombing at a sports stadium. It just highlights the real-world horror of these strikes, far away from any strategic maps.
And the fighting hasn't been limited to military targets, not by a long shot. There's been significant damage to civilian infrastructure. We're talking schools and hospitals, but also to cultural landmarks like the Golestan Palace, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Even regional airports and data centers have been hit. It just shows how this conflict has spilled over into absolutely every part of life.
So with Khamenei gone, a massive power vacuum has opened up, and what's trying to fill it is revealing some really deep, really dangerous divisions inside Iran's new emergency government. This right here gets to the heart of the chaos at the top. On one side, you've got the new civilian president, Masoud Pezeshkian, and he's actually calling for diplomacy. But on the other side, you've got the IRGC, that same powerful Revolutionary Guard, and they're just doing their own thing. They answer to a totally different power structure, so they're launching their own attacks and picking their own targets, which completely undermines anything the civilian government is trying to say.
But, and this is a big but,
Despite all that internal division, the public message from Tehran about the US demand for unconditional surrender has been completely unified. Even as President Pezeshkian is talking diplomacy with his neighbors, he's made it crystal clear that capitulation is absolutely not on the table.
And all of this leaves us with the critical question, the one that world leaders are asking themselves right now. After just 1 week of pure chaos, you have a fractured leadership in Tehran, a war that's expanding by the day, a global energy crisis brewing, and absolutely no clear way to de-escalate. So, where does this incredibly volatile situation go from here?